Hey Steve, this is Brian from Lead Hounds, and in this video I'm going to show you 3 things that you can start doing to bring in more customers through your website. So you might be asking yourself, well, why would this guy show me these 3 things for free? Couldn't I just go do them myself and take advantage of the extra business? And the answer is yeah, you definitely could do that. But what I've found is that most business owners like yourself don't have time to worry about perfecting their website or showing up on Google searches when they got a business to run. They got employees to worry about and customers to worry about. So if you do have the time to work that in, that's great. I encourage you to use what you learn in this video. But if not, and you like what you see, then just give me a call or shoot me an email after you watch, and we can talk about the next steps. All right. So I mentioned those 3 strategies, but what am I actually talking about here? What is the goal of those strategies? And that's going to center around what's called buyer intent keywords. So that's basically a word or phrase that a person will search in Google when they are looking to pay for a service. So in the case of STR Solar, that might be something like solar panels Dallas, right? That's what I would search for if I wanted to get solar panels installed on my home. And I lived in the DFW area. So I went ahead and searched that in Google, and let's take a look at what we see. So at the top here, we have some paid ads. Those you basically can pay Google to get up there. We're not going to spend too much time on that. Next, we have the map section. And finally, these are what's called the organic listings. So these are websites that show up on Google without having to pay them like you do for the ads at the top. And this is where most of the website traffic is going to go when people search things like this, and especially to these top 3 spots here. So if we look at this first page of organic results, we got some of your competitors here, Sunrun, DFW Solar Electric, and a few others here, Freedom Solar on the first page. If we scroll down, I don't see STR anywhere on here. So what that means is that for all the people that are searching stuff like solar panels Dallas, they're going to click these first few links and at least like this first page, and none of it's going to go to your website. So then you got to ask, well, how many people are actually searching for solar panels Dallas? So we can look at that. This is a tool I use called Ahrefs. It gives me search engine data. And if we look down here, here's that keyword, solar panels Dallas. And this gets 1,100 searches every single month, right? So that's 1,100 people saying, I want solar panels on my home and I live in Dallas. And if you go down this list, we got another 500 for Dallas solar panels, another 150 here. And this isn't even all of them, right? And what this means is that there's thousands of people literally in the DFW area searching for a solar panel installer. And if you're not showing up for these searches, then they're never going to find your website. So what keywords are you showing up for? We can look at that too. I searched strsolarpower.com on Ahrefs, and here we can look at your keywords. So you do have a few. That's good that you're showing up for some stuff. But if you look at these, right, the only buyer intent keyword here is Dallas Solar Power, and you're in the 81st position. So you're like on the 10th page of Google. And I'll be honest with you, nobody is going even past the first or second page to look for a solar company, right? So what you want to be showing up for is all those buyer intent keywords. So if we look at one of your competitors, I searched DFW Solar Electric, they were near the top. So look at what they're showing up for. Solar panels Dallas, 700 searches a month. Solar Dallas, another 700. Dallas solar panels, another 500, right? And look where they are. Top 1 to 5 positions here, right? And it's like, if we look at this, solar panels Dallas, that's what we searched earlier. This is the search results. It says they're fourth, but look at that, they're second, right? This is the maps. This is like the related questions. So they're in the second spot behind Sunrun, which is like a massive company. I'm sure you've heard of them. But that means that for all of these, we're there in those top 5, and really the top 2. They're getting tons of people clicking on their website from these searches. So, how do you get in those top positions? How do you beat out DFW Solar? That comes back, finally, to those 3 strategies I mentioned at the start of the video. So, the first of those is going to be the content on your website. And what Google is looking for in terms of content from its top businesses is at least 1,500 to 2,000 words of content that's related to what people are searching. So it actually has those keywords in it. And now let's look at your website, strsolarpower.com, and you have a good looking website. Looks professional. We'll scroll down to the bottom, and you have a little bit of content. It's probably a few hundred words, but you're not quite hitting that benchmark that Google is looking for. And if we take a look at your competitor DFW, we'll scroll to the bottom, and they actually don't have a lot of content either. So that's actually a good thing. That means that in order to beat them, all we have to do is you do that minimum, right? That 1,500 to 2,000 words, and we'll be beating them in the content department. And soon enough, we will start beating them out in the rankings. Okay, so that's content. Let's move on to the next strategy, which is called backlinks. So a backlink is when another website posts a link that goes to your website. And what that does is it tells Google 2 things. Number 1, that you are a trustworthy business, right? If other people are talking about you, that means you're not just some random company who set up a website. And 2, it tells you that you're relevant to whatever those backlinking sites are saying, right? So it might be a website that reviews solar companies and they post a link to you. That tells Google that you're relevant to that. And that's going to help you move up in those search rankings as well. So we can see for STR Solar Power, you have 5 backlinks, right? And if we look at your competitor, DFW, they have 111 backlinks. So that helps explain why they are at the top of Google and you are not, right? And what we can do to change that is we can take a look at their backlinks, right? Here's all of them. And we can go through every single one of these, go to this website, Home Advisor, we can get a link from each and every one of these so that we're matching them. And then after that, we'll just add 100 more backlinks. So we're not just matching them, but we're blowing them out of the water. And I can tell you that Leadhounds has a network of websites that we own that are specifically designed for backlinking, right? They're made to give you more search engine powers to boost you up. And I guarantee you DFW doesn't have access to the same links we do. So if we just do that, we're going to be able to start beating them out. Okay, so one more thing I wanted to mention, that's going to be the Google Map Pack, which we mentioned before. So I'm sure you've seen this. You search for a business and this map comes up. You got 3 featured businesses right here. So these are going to be super important because these 3 links right here actually get close to 40% of the traffic that comes from searches like this. So how do you get in these top 3 right here? Well, one strategy we like to use is what's called citations. And a citation is kind of like a backlink, except instead of going to your website, it links to your Google Maps profile. And so we can just get you tons of citations. Basically, we can do the same thing. We can match these top 3 businesses, find out how many citations they have, and just double it. And then on top of that, we can do a bunch of stuff to optimize your Google Maps profile, like optimizing your images, and going through all of the fields that Google lets you fill out and doing those setting those up in the way that Google wants to see. All right, Steve, so those are the 3 strategies I wanted to mention. Just as a reminder, it's going to be the content on your website, 1,500 to 2,000 words talking about those searches that people are using to try to find you. And it's going to be backlinks, right? We want to go from 5 backlinks to matching your top competitor and then just doubling the amount they have. And finally, getting you in those top 3 featured businesses in the Google Map Pack. That's just going to get you that extra traffic. All right, thanks so much for watching this video. I really hope it was valuable to you. If you want to talk more about it, just reach out anytime. You can see my phone number and email right here, or you can also do brian@leadhoundsseo.com, and we can go over the next steps. All right, thanks, Steve. Have a good one.